Hey guys, I'm Cassidy Pope here with Pop Culture, and I'm gonna play you my new song, Let Me Go. It goes like this. I told you right from the start I would give you my heart, 'cause I'm just a fool like that. Always want to believe in the best, but the evil comes out and throws me off track. Remember when you told me that you'd always stand by me, but you don't get me, so why you gotta keep on holding me back like this? You don't want me, but you won't take these chains off my wrist. I'll never be good enough for you, never be good enough. What are we doing? You don't get me, so let me go, so let me go. The dreams I got for me, they ain't yours to keep. I had them long before you came around. I'll be damned if I pack them away in the back of a drawer to never be found. I had to fall apart to light the spark that fired me up again, but you don't get me, so why you gotta keep on holding me back like this? You don't want me, but you won't take these chains off my wrist. I'll never be good enough for you, never be good enough. What are we doing? You don't get me, so let me go, so let me go. So let me go. I had to fall apart to light the spark that fired me up again, but you don't get me, so why you gotta keep on holding me back like this? You don't want me, but you won't take these chains off my wrist. No, I'll never be good enough for you, never be good enough. What are we doing? You don't get me, so let me go, so let me go. So let me go. So let me go.
Hey Cassidy, how are you doing today?
I'm good. Thank you so much for having me.
So, thank you so much for joining us from your quarantine. How's it been going?
It's been good. Honestly, I've stayed productive. I managed to get an album done, and we're staining the fence when it's not raining. So that's been very time consuming. And I've been cooking a lot more. Been working, just doing a lot of stuff around the house because we've been neglecting that stuff for a long time.
That's honestly super impressive. 'Cause productivity is not my strong suit here, so I applaud you for that.
Well, the first 2 weeks, it was like I was on a staycation. I was like, whoa, what do you mean everything's canceled? Okay, so I'm just going to be sitting here like drinking and eating Doritos. That's all I'm going to be doing. Okay, cool. And then after 2 weeks went by, I was like, I think it's time to do stuff with my life. It started to get a little boring after a while.
Yeah. So I've seen that you've been connecting with fans with your Instagram series, Wine with Cass, and I saw that you did like a virtual meet and greet. That's so cool. How did you come up with that idea?
Well, I had heard about these meet and greets and I had really missed playing. Like, I loved these, acoustic things I was doing weekly, and I had so much fun doing them. And I felt like the fan engagement was good, but I still missed that thing on tour where you get to do meet and greets in person and actually like interact with the fans. Because all I'm really seeing are comments and, hand clap emojis and stuff. So I was like, I miss that interaction and that human connection. So this app called Looped were available, and they, the platform they use is really cool. Like, all the fans that are waiting in line for the meet and greet are all in a chat room together. So they get to talk to each other, and the ones that have already gone can go in and be like, hey, don't forget to take a selfie. And so I just really like that platform, and I had a really great time getting to see people from all over the world. Everybody's going through this differently. No situation looks the same. So it was really interesting getting to see how people are handling all of this.
Definitely. And it's so cool because it's like sometimes you'll get to meet fans that maybe like haven't been to your show before or couldn't come to your show. So now they get to chat with you, which is really neat.
Yeah. And it seemed like I could kind of get more time with them too, because usually it's like I do a meet and greet right before the show and there's only so much time, but this was like, more laid back, and I'm home, and I have less distractions. So it was good.
Yeah. And you just mentioned that you finished an album while in quarantine. So the first part of that album, Rise and Shine, is coming out on Friday. So how does it feel to, be getting ready to put that new music out there?
It feels good. I mean, I was really looking forward to getting into the studio this year. It ended up actually not even being because of the pandemic, but I just felt like the music wasn't where it needed to be to release a project that was like full band, and I couldn't tour. I knew I couldn't tour on it. I couldn't do all the things that I would want to do to release that kind of project. But I thought, well, what if I did a stripped back project with songs that I know I already love and I have in my back pocket, and also, to get in the studio and get somebody to record acoustic guitars remotely would be easy. And so I ended up just, coming up with the idea of I just want to put something out there that will be, help aid people in their emotion and their emotional journey through all of this. Because I know we're all kind of having an interesting time with it, and just everything in the world happening is just kind of hard. So this project really was me trying to be like, here you go, like cry to it, laugh to it, do whatever you need to do with this. This is for you. And I love the fact that I got to do it acoustic. I've never done that before. I feel like it makes lyrics stand out on their own, and I got to, really focus on how my voice sounded, and take my time picking the right microphone. And it's the first album that I co-wrote every song on and co-produced every song on as well. So it was just like a cool project thing that I just had an idea to do one day, and 2 months later it's out. It's good, or it's gonna be out. So it's kind of crazy.
Yeah, had some time on your hands, why not?
Exactly.
So, yeah. And you're leading with the single is Let Me Go. So can you talk a little bit about the writing process behind that song? Because after listening to it, it's like such a universal, like relatable situation.
Yeah, I think we all have been in that place in our lives where we sort of feel like at a crossroads with somebody, or people, or whatever we're going through in life. And it's sort of this idea of like, if you're not happy and I'm not happy, then why can't we just agree that this isn't going to work? And like, why can't you just let me go? And there's always that one person or that, one group of people that just hang on a lot longer than they really should. And that was written from that sort of defeated place of like, gosh, I just want to be free of this. Like, I know this isn't the right situation for me.
Gotcha. So you're releasing your album in parts over like a couple months. I feel like that's become like a pretty popular strategy with a lot of artists. So I'm curious why you choose to go that way as well.
Well, I thought it would be a really cool way to tell the story. And, a lot of these songs are more reflective and they're not necessarily where I am in my life right now. So I thought it would be cool to release them and sort of have a yin yang. Like the two songs that are coming out, Let Me Go and Built This House, are very different from each other. And Let Me Go is sort of about where I've been, and Built This House is really where I am now. So I thought it'd be cool to sort of roll it out like that. I also knew that, when you release an album all at once by just on its own, people sort of like move on from it super fast. And I wanted these songs to have their moments, and I'm going to be highlighting them with content and lyric videos and stuff. So I just felt like, I don't know when I'm going to be able to tour again. I don't know when I'm going to be able to get in the studio with a full band. So I'm just going to milk this project and let people consume it at a steady pace.
Yeah, let them have a little time with each section.
Yeah, exactly.
So you just mentioned that you co-wrote and every song on it, and you co-produced the record. So how important was that new level of involvement for you, and what was that like?
It was, the co-producing thing, I didn't realize, I sort of have done that amount of, co-producing with all of my projects. I'm very heavy-handed with the production part, and I love, giving the band some direction ideas and some references, and I love to sing guitar parts and hear it back on guitar, that kind of stuff. So I guess I never really asked for the credit. This project was sort of let's see. And the producer, Todd Lombardo, who also played acoustic guitars, is amazing. And he was really gracious and was yeah, totally. You were a huge part of this, integral part of this. So that was really cool to actually see my name credited like that. And then just co-writing the songs, these songs are super personal, and I figured, this album needs to be full of songs that are really emotional, and some that are, just happy and make you feel good, but that are personal and that I've actually gone through. So that was sort of well, if I put an outside song on it, yeah, I'm pretty particular with the outside songs I sing. I have to really feel them, but if I'm going to go, try be a co-producer on it and try to make it as personal as possible, I might as well be a co-writer on all the songs.
Yeah, and I think that's nice because it gives your fans kind of more of a look at you as a person too, as opposed to just an artist. So.
Yeah, and these songs, I had a thought and it just totally slipped my mind. But yeah, these songs have just always meant a lot to me, and I have. The point was, I have so many that I've written over the years, even that I got to choose from. But these were my favorites that I felt could live in the acoustic world and live together well.
Definitely. And after having heard the first single, honestly, going acoustic was such a great choice. Your voice shines. So
thank you.
Sounds great.
Thanks. I appreciate that.
So how is this album kind of a progression of you as an artist from Stages, which is your last album?
Well, I really tried to be intentional with the sound, even though it's acoustic. I still wanted to sort of give a preview of what's to come, and that for my next, full band project, I really wanted to be an ode to what I used to do, which is pop rock, and I wanted that to sort of, this project to sort of guide that and guide people's ears to that eventually. So that was definitely an intentional decision. And this record just to me is Stages Part 2. It talks a lot about the things that I've been through over the years, and the good things that I'm feeling now and where I am now in my life and how positive it is. So it's definitely a continuation of Stages.
Nice. Are you releasing this as an independent artist?
I am, yeah. I have a distribution deal with The Orchard, and that's been awesome. They've been super supportive, and we've just started working together. So, but it's not under a label.
It's exciting. Has that given you kind of a new freedom, kind of expressing yourself, artwork and choosing the songs and when you want to release stuff? I feel you can just do kind of whatever.
Yeah, it's really cool. I mean, I've never, I never liked sort of looking around and being what are they doing? Okay, we got to make sure we don't release it when they do. And I know that it's obviously unfortunate when you release music when this a huge, massive country artist is releasing theirs. But I also think that when you think too much about what's going on around you, you tend to overthink yourself out of doing stuff. So that's kind of how I was operating for years. And it was a lot of fear-based decision-making, which I didn't realize I sort of had to unlearn. And so when I went independent, I was well, why shouldn't I, release an album independently? What am I afraid of? Okay, so I'm making a decision based off of fear, and I'm not going to do that anymore. So yeah, going independent definitely like opened my world. It made me feel like I could do, I had on stages, I had a bunch of friends singing on it, singing background vocals. And before, it might have been a lot of red tape to get that done. And I had a release date in mind that I really wanted to go for toward the beginning of the year. I didn't have to worry about, if the team would be able to work it, or if there was another artist that had released something too. So yeah, just so many political things. And then also creatively, just knowing that I had that much freedom, it really opened my creative mind. And I was writing songs that, with no barriers, and I wasn't thinking about, would country radio play this, or would, a dentist in Omaha, Nebraska like this song, like things that I got used to thinking about, that I just sort of was like, you know what, I'm just gonna do my thing, and if people love it, then they'll love it because it's me and it's authentic.
I love that. You just do you, and your fans are I think they're gonna love it. And after hearing it, I love it. So excited to hear the rest of it. Thank you so much for chatting with us today, Cassidy.
Thank you so much.